valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We're proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Welcome our visiting team, the Oakley Hornets.
Good evening and welcome to this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Magic Valley Game Night. IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, Valley-wide Cooperative, Two Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Program, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Hi everyone and welcome in. My name is Joel Richardson and I'm joined by the pride of Paul, Dallin Fryer. Dallin, what is up? We got a good one tonight here at Raft River High School in Malta, Idaho, where the Oakley Hornets are visiting the Raft River Trojans. With Dallin Fryer here. Dallin is from the Magic Valley. Dallin, what do you know about these two teams so far in this season?
Well, this season, Raft River came in with very high expectations, kind of got a little bit stymied in the first week, and since then have been back to what we expected them to be. Oakley have a couple of seasons for the Hornets, but this is a rivalry game that every single year, it doesn't matter whether one team is good, one team is bad, one team is really great, one team is not really great, whatever it might be. If they're both really good, they will always put on a show. It was the closest game that Oakley's had in the last couple of years, even with a lot of losses throughout their time. And so I think it could go either way tonight.
Yeah, a lot of great storylines as this is a rivalry. And, you throw the records out. Of course, Raft River coming in at 1-1 with a loss to Grace, who is coming off.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will please rise and remove your
Grace is playing really well so far. And lost to Grace 22-6, and then a big win over Notice last week, 60-66. That gives them a 1-1 record for Oakley. They're 0-3, falling on hard times, haven't won a game for a few years now. And we'll get to that after we recognize our nation's flag for national anthem. Be right back on IdahoSports.com.
the red, white, and blue.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valley-wide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valley-wide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
All right, big round of applause for our Raft River cheerleaders helping us out with the national anthem. All right, we're going to get started with our starting lineups. We're going to start with the visiting team, the Oakley Hornets. We're going to do their defense. Number 3, junior number 3, Cole Beck. Junior number 5, Laramie Lara. Junior number 13, Camden Granny.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Junior number 54, Tragan Jones. And sophomore number 77, Eli Larson.
Raft River High School as we finish
The Oakley Hornets are coached by Brennan Jones.
lineups and not getting the lineups for you.
And now, time for your starting lineup for your hometown team, the Raft River Trojans. Senior number 10, Ruger Ward. Senior number 11, Ray Junior number 17, Gilbert Lowell. Senior number 22, Senior number 24,
them. They do what they need to do because in 8-man football, I love 8-man football, first of all, but in 8-man football, if you get a couple touchdowns, you get a couple momentum, especially early in a ball game, it can really make a difference for what the rest of the game will look like. And especially in Oakley's case, like we said earlier, this is a rivalry game. They have nothing to lose necessarily in this game, especially with the start that they've had, and especially for these seniors on the Hornets squad. This is the biggest game they've had this season. Might be the biggest game they have this season throughout the rest of it as well. We will see a spread offense, no huddle by Oakley, which I think also plays into their advantage as well. If they're able to sustain drives, then those are great possessions for them, and they're going to put a lot of points up tonight. But what we see a lot with no huddle offenses and what we saw throughout these first couple weeks is that these possessions can be really short as well if they are not effective with the ball right away. And so they need to sustain drives. They need to get good possessions. Once again, one play at a time, forget the pass, and especially control what they can control. On Raft River's side, I was just here last year for a game, and it's fun to see the same names here. A lot of returning players on the Raft River Trojans side. And a couple of them I remember were banged up a little bit coming into the game, Ruger Ward specifically, and he's a name that we just had big circles around in our prep for this broadcast today.
As we get set to kick off, thanks Down for those keys to the game and key players to watch. Excellent stuff as we have a squib kick to the 30-yard line in Raft River. Gets the ball, they're gonna get to the outside, crossing the 50 to the 40. He's got green grass, finally tackled just inside the 35-yard line. Great return for Raft River to start this rivalry game.
Yeah, Ran Udy, another player that we'll be watching throughout the game tonight. One receiving TD last week, 2 tackles, 2 sacks, fumble recovery. Almost took that one to the house as well. Good tackle there by number 20, Preston Brown, for the Hornets as well to prevent the opening kickoff being taken to the house.
The Hornets won the toss and they elected to defer, so giving the Raft River Trojans a chance to gain momentum to start the game. Raft River is going to run, and then run some more. Might throw a few times as the quarterback
has wide open space. Gets the first down and then some inside the 20-yard line. Red zone offense. Key to this one for Raft River. Great first down run for the Raft Rivers quarterback, McCoy Spencer, the senior captain.
Yeah, McCoy Spencer, another player to watch for. You know, we say that they won't throw the ball very much. Last week, though, he was 7 for 11 with 82 yards, threw 3 touchdowns as well. And obviously someone that they're going to be using a lot tonight on the ground. But don't be surprised if you see one thrown around as well.
It's going to be handoff, a little misdirection. Now up the middle. Continue to stay on his feet. That's a great run from number 10, Ruger Ward, the captain, the senior captain, also a cousin of cousin of Ruger Ward, of Preston Ward, excuse me.
There you go.
There we go. We got it.
Yeah, Ruger Ward, like I said last year when I came and we broadcasted the game, he was hurt, and it was his first game back. So I'm excited to see the output that he will get as he gets the ball again.
And it's going to be a touchdown. Great run as he got it one more time, awarding the senior captain for that first down run. And he gets in for 6. Going to fix his jersey there, and that's the first 6 points for Raft River. Unfortunately, we have an injury on the play. An Oakley Hornet injured on the play on that touchdown run, waiting for that cannon to sound. Hopefully you heard that cannon at pregame. If you didn't,
it will get you.
It will get you.
It gets me every single time.
And he warned me.
Every time.
Head coach for Raft River, Chad Evans, in his 7th season, previously coached JV, he said, just remember the cannon. And I said, I got you, Coach. I remember. And we're broadcast ready to go, getting the notes ready, looking at the technology, and then suddenly, boom, cannon got us. There it is. I almost called it.
I was gonna say, I'm glad you were talking about it because every single time it'll get you. And exactly the drive that Raft River would want. You know, great kickoff return, great field position set up, and honestly, it was all their stars that really took care of it. Ren Udy, Ruger Ward, McCoy Spencer, and only a minute and change into the game, 6-0.
And like you said, last year some of these guys were hurt and they were juniors, so it's really cool to see these guys come back as seniors, continue to stay with the program, come in healthy. And we talked about this pregame. Hopefully you heard it. If not, let's repeat ourselves a lot. We expected a lot from this Raft River Trojans team, and when they lost to Grace early on, a lot of people started dismissing them. Okay, let's pump the brakes on Raft River. But then they came in and just demolished Notice.
Yeah, I can't overstate it enough. When I look at the roster, it's just the same exact roster as last year, barring, I think, one player that off the top of my head. And being able to put 60 points up, it doesn't matter who you play. It doesn't matter where you play. If you put 60 points, you feel great in the practice week leading up to this, and you know that they felt great leading into this week, and you've seen it already.
Eli Larson, the injured player, he's coming off the field pretty slowly. He's offensive line, defensive line, 5'11", 170.
It looked like he made the initial contact on Ward, and I think he just kind of spun over him, and it looked like maybe landed on his shoulder, knee, ankle, something funky underneath. Hope he's okay.
So if you're new to 8-man football, we're going to go for a lot of 2-point conversions. Hands it off outside, and that's going to be no good. So nice stop there by Oakley on the 2-point conversion, and that matters in 8-man, well, in any football, but, man, especially in 8-man, as you're going for 2 points every time.
Yeah, absolutely, especially early on in this game, as it was basically all the momentum given to the Trojans right away. Honestly, a stop there almost feels like a small win on that drive for the Hornets.
No doubt. We talked about this rivalry in the pregame, and, you throw out the records every time when you have a game like this. You never know. We've seen it from professional, college, high school. You never know what you're going to get, but you still have records, and Oakley actually leads this rivalry 14-11.
Yeah, Oakley, barring if you just scrap the last 2 seasons, Oakley has been the staple of this division. Formerly 1A D1, now 2A football. And you know that these Raft River players, even though Oakley had a tough season last year, even though they've had a tough season this year, all these Raft River players grew up seeing the success of Oakley, and they want to beat them just as bad.
Nice kick, bounces out of bounds. Unfortunately, that'll be a flag. Bounce at the 20-yard line, so that'll be 10 yards on the penalty.
I believe it goes to the, I don't know. I remember.
Or
I'm like
just goes
blanking right now. Is it 35 or the 40?
35-yard line.
Yeah.
I think you're on the 35-yard line.
35-yard line. I know the NFL's 40 now. Everything changes in the NFL, and it changes my brain of every single level of football.
You watch Friday, then you watch Saturday, and then you watch Sunday.
Yep. Doesn't matter if we call it. We still see the same thing over and over.
Last year, Raft River ended the season 4-5. They had a fast start, but like you said, those injuries hindered them, and they ended up losing to Hagerman in the playoffs. Oakley hasn't sniffed the playoffs in a few seasons, hoping to get back this season, turning things around, but unfortunately still 0-3 to start. As the spread offense gets started, that ball is going to be overthrown too far for the intended receiver. Number 1, Jonathan Hines, the 5'10 senior.
Yeah, Jackson Rice, he quarterbacking for the Hornets tonight. He is a 6'1", 165 junior, and I can tell you, even just from the first pass, but I've seen it throughout the season as well, he has a pretty ball. It's just whether his accuracy is going to catch up with the beauty of his throwing motion as well.
So Jackson Rice in the shotgun, 2 wide.
And like I said too early, they like to run no huddle as much as they can, which can play really into their benefit, or it could be a hindrance as well, depending on how well their offense is moving the ball.
Looked like they were trying to get Raft River to jump on the hard count. They get the actual call, and they hand it off. Nice beat gap, but he's got room to run. Trying to get around that blocker. Good stuff from Laramie Lara, the 5'7 wide receiver and DB, and only a junior. Good run there from the junior wide receiver.
Yeah,
we're going to call him a running back on that play, though.
Had a rushing touchdown last week, and they really need him to get going so that they can open the passing game for Rice.
Rice takes the snap. Got a little wind coming from our back. Rice going to take it himself up the middle. And there's a fumble on the play. Raft Rivers collected it. And the first turnover of the game goes in favor of the Trojans.
Yeah, recovering the fumble, Ren Udy. I mean, we've already said his name twice, and both times were very big plays to set up good field position for the Trojans.
Tough mistake there for Oakley as they were marching pretty well after 2 good runs. Unfortunately for Rice, fumbles the football on his run, which was also a good run. Raft River football on the 45-yard line on their own 45, take over after that mistake. In the shotgun, it's going to be a sweep to our near side. Cuts inside, good blocking. Makes a couple guys miss. Now he's off to the races, crosses the 40, the 30, 20. Can he cut inside? He lowers the shoulder, takes the hit, and all the way to the 10-yard line. First down and then some more for the Trojans.
Ruger Ward got an absolute mammoth of a block from Ren Udy on the side right there. And it gave him a lot of space. And Ward showing why he's one of the most electrifying players in the state at this level and throughout the state as well.
Coach Chad Evans talked about Ren Udy, how he mostly blocks, but sometimes he great hands, so sometimes they'll throw to Ren, but mostly Ren Udy is the blocker, and Coach loves Udy for that, and they all are okay doing their assignments as we have a run to the left side. Continues to stay on his feet, finally goes down about the 5-yard line, but Coach couldn't say enough about this senior squad, and they all block for each other, and everyone's okay with, hey, this guy's getting the touch, I'm getting the block. So we've got to make sure we give the blockers the glory tonight.
Absolutely, and especially, we've said it, when you get the corner in 8-man football, you're likely to, if not get a touchdown, you're likely to get 30, 40 yards.
Right.
And having a receiver that's willing to block, it's hard to teach, especially at this level. And it's awesome to see as they go 4 wide here.
Yeah, here we go, a little spread offense for the Trojans. McCoy Spencer will take it himself. Goes kind of through that B-gap if you call it that. And they're in for 6. Touchdown, McCoy Spencer.
Were you ready for the can at that time?
Almost.
I felt myself shake just slightly as it was about to fire, but I knew it was coming. McCoy Spencer, it's cool to see a quarterback be able to just put his shoulder down and not be afraid of a hit. Both touchdowns were short runs that I'm not really sure they had any business getting in, but were able to get that extra yard by fighting for it.
McCoy Spencer's going to get throw, and that falls incomplete. Just underthrown, pass intended for number 10, Ruger Ward, who scored the first touchdown of this ball game. And so the score is 12-0 in favor of the Trojans. Make the memories last a lifetime for this game by owning the digital game film for just $15. Click the Download Archives button to order yours here on IdahoSports.com. And you can have this game for your life. Show your kids, grandkids, girlfriend how amazing I was when I scored the first touchdown of the ball game, if I'm Ruger Ward.
That's right. I mean, it might be a game that Ruger Ward just wants to keep anyways at the pace that he's at right now.
Absolutely. Ruger Ward scores the first touchdown of this one, makes it 6-0. Then McCoy Spencer, a few minutes later after a fumble by Oakley, McCoy Spencer marches his team and marches himself in for another 6, makes the score 12-0 Trojans. You know who I like a lot? I like my broadcast partner, Dallin Fryer, keeping us honest, keeping it real. Dallin Fryer is the man. We also got Bruce Richardson working the camera. And a good kick here from Raft River to the 10-yard line, and Oakley will take it to the far side. Great big tackle. Gets around the chest of number 1, Jonathan Hines. Didn't catch who got the tackle,
It
though.
was James Dalton, number 26. Also had a good carry leading to the touchdown. Carry right before McCoy Spencer's touchdown. Somebody who was also highlighted throughout the week by the Raft River staff on the season. James Dalton, this is exactly what his note was usually in front of Ruger.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a great way to describe it because he has been doing that so far tonight.
And that's going to be, couldn't tell if he, so it was a run play and tackled almost immediately once he received that ball.
Yeah, Zane Bingham on the tackle. He went through basically untouched.
And when your defensive line is getting through that easily, it could spell a long night for the Hornets. Going to need to shore up that offensive line. Of course, the Hornets are now without Eli Larson, one of their starting offensive linemen, who went out with injury. Go ahead.
And the Oakley numbers are not as strong as when I look at the Raft River sideline compared to the Oakley sideline. They can't afford to have these injuries tonight.
Raft River in blue, all blue and white helmets. Here's a throw over the middle, and that falls incomplete. It was a good route right up this far seam. Pass intended for number 54, Tragan Jones, the big tight end, but just overthrowing him is Jackson Rice.
Yeah, that's twice that Rice has had his receiver just a little bit overthrown. You know, you see that at the start of games sometimes. The passes are just a little bit strong, a little bit excited to see those open receivers, something that I believe Rice will be able to tone in as the game goes forward.
Trying to still feel things out. Rice puts a man in motion, takes the snap, and we got a false start. That's an easy call for the officials. Too much movement up front, 5 yards back. So 3rd and 15 with just under 8 minutes to play in the first half. Raft River leading 12-0. Dallin Fryer, Joel Richardson, Bruce Richardson working the camera. Beautiful night here. The wind's starting to tone down as it hits about 7:15, 7:30, 7:15. Shotgun takes the snap. He's going to go long once again. He's got a man open, has a step, and just overthrows one more time on the 3rd and long. It was 3rd and 18, excuse me. Pass intended for number 3, Cole Beck.
Man, all those passes look so beautiful.
And the receivers have a step.
I love a good lefty throw. And Rice being a junior, maybe something he's still working through.
For sure. And a good decision here by the Oakley staff to punt here on 4th and 18, deep in their own territory. And we have a timeout called by Oakley. And what do you got there, Dallin?
Well, we always love to shout out our power boosters as much as possible. And do you have what it takes to be a power booster for your school on IdahoSports.com? Show your devotion to your school and advertise your business at the same time by becoming a power booster. You get a large clickable display banner on every team page for your school and a clickable link with your business name on every broadcast we do for your school during the regular season and state tournaments. Power Boosters are a great way for you and your business to be seen by tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of current and potential clients and customers. And the best part, it's 100% tax deductible. Becoming a Power Booster is fast and easy. Just email sales@IdahoSports.com. Again, sales@IdahoSports.com. And within 24 hours, your business can be proudly seen by on your favorite schools, teams, schedules, rosters, and conference standings. Multi-school discounts are available. Again, email sales@IdahoSports.com to find out more about how you become a Power Booster on IdahoSports.com.
Here's a long punt, crosses the 50, and it's touched just on this side of the 50-yard line by, it's going to be Mathis Larson. And so first down for the Trojans in their territory, just shy of the 50-yard line. We're going to call it the 47 with 7:41 to play in the first quarter. So Oakley's first drive ends in a fumble. They were driving well, a couple of runs. Unfortunately, on that second run, fumble the ball. And then on that last drive, 3 straight throws one run and then 2 throws that fall incomplete, plus a false start. So a couple of errors. And Oakley defense reads that fake very well. On the tackle was Logan Lloyd. And I want to say also Tragan Jones.
Yeah, and that was a trap play. You know, it was meant to surprise the Hornets and leave a man open. Obviously, that time, not fooled, was Lloyd.
So loss of 3 yards, so 2nd and 13 for the Trojans. Under center. Hands it off up to middle, good blocking. Here's number 20, Trace Ward, and Trace is going to be 20. Yes, he will. Gone, Trace Ward. The diving tackle is unsuccessful, and Trace Ward puts in 6 more for the Trojans. 18-0, there's your cannon, and there's your score with 6:49 to play in the first quarter.
First touch for Trace Ward tonight, and he made it a point as to why he is one of the most important players on this team as well. Another one of those super juniors on this squad. On the season, Ward is, again, another player that has been highlighted throughout, plenty of experience on the team, and someone the Trojans will love to have back next year as well.
And here's a throwing 2-point conversion is successful. James Dalton. And that was a solid pass there, 4-2. Good stuff from McCoy Spencer to Dalton.
Yeah, it doesn't show up on the scorebook necessarily as a passing touchdown or passing yards or anything, but something that, you know, shows on the film as well that Spencer can throw the ball and can do damage in the air.
Speaking of doing damage, that's 3 touchdowns in just in about 8.5 minutes.
Is it even that?
7.5 minutes? My math is not great. But basically, 3 touchdowns in about a half of a quarter for Trojans. And we're seeing why the Trojans were able to do so much damage against Notice last week. Trojans have a ton of weapons, and so far, really good blocking up front, Dallin.
Yeah, absolutely, and something that they pride themselves on clearly. You've been able to see it. Not only have there been easy, like just simple gap blocking, it's been power blocks over and over.
And an issue with the special teams on that one by Oakley. Almost they weren't sure who was going to pick it up. And finally they pick it up at the 20-yard line, and a swarm of tacklers from Raft River doesn't allow him to get much.
Yeah, shout out Rhodey Evans on the kickoff. First one went out of bounds, and then we saw one that went all the way to the 10, and that time just perfectly places it in a spot of confusion for the Hornets.
So 20-0, 6:44 to play in the first. And this is the third offensive possession for Oakley. We'll see if they can do something here. Handoff up the middle, good block. Lowers his shoulder, gets second level, and about 5-6 yards on that first down carry. It's what Oakley needs to get moving. Good run there from Bridger Conant.
With the exception of the very first play on the last possession, they've ran the ball very well so far. Something I expect the Hornets to stick to at least over these next couple plays. All they've done is thrown deep or ran it up the middle.
Keys to the game for this one for Oakley. One play at a time. Forget the past. And, yeah, you also want to forget the first 3 touchdowns that have occurred against your team and go score one. Again, 8-man football, like Don was saying earlier, the score can change quickly. Handoff. It's going to be a fake. And the throw is completed. Is pushed out of bounds, and that's going to be a first down just shy of the 50-yard line. Pass caught by Jonathan Hines, and as he was pushed out of bounds, comes up a little gingerly.
Yeah, first time we've seen an underneath pass for the Hornets, and really, as the first pass they've completed as well. So something that I'm sure that they'll keep on their start on their play sheet.
And it was a good fake, faked me out, which isn't hard, frankly, but still was a good fake. And they throw to the far side. Here's a wobbly throw. They go up to get it. Ball is incomplete. Jonathan Hines was the intended receiver once again. Throw to this near hash, and ball came out in a way that Jackson Rice would like back.
Yeah, on the coverage was Chase Bowden, and Bowden being the safety for the Trojans. Obviously, anytime a ball is in the air like that, he wants to go get it. Good play there by Hines to make sure that he doesn't.
Handoff up the middle. This is Bridger Conan once again, and he'll get maybe a yard. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for Oakley.
And I don't know if it's necessarily 4-down territory, but kind of feels like it is at this point, even though it's early in the first quarter still.
So we'll see what head coach Brennan Jones in his 7th season with this Hornets team cooks up for his offense.
Yeah, Jones, one of the best coaches in the state of Idaho at 100%. Any level. 3 state championships, so a runner-up as well.
Rice in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide. Puts one of those guys in motion. That's number 3, Cole Beck. And he's going to go over the middle. Pass is incomplete. The one-handed catch is unsuccessful. Intended for Tragan Jones once again. Jones a big target, but, man, Rice continues to overthrow him.
Yeah, I think if that pass was a little bit lower, it looked like McCoy Spencer got to Jones a little bit early. But, I mean, they can't really make a call there where it was uncatchable as well.
And it looks like they're going to elect a punt. This is number 5, Laramie Lara.
This time the Trojans will put someone back to receive the punt as well, unlike the first one.
And that punt's going to take an Oakley bounce to the 25-yard line. Looked like it wasn't going to go much, but a decent punt from Lara, so that'll be ball Trojans on their own 25-yard line. This is going to be the furthest they'll have to march all game.
Although I don't know what the average yards per play. I wish we had real-time stats in front of me. I'm a huge stats guy, but it feels like every play has had 20, 30 yards per carry.
Yeah, they're averaging at least 10.
It's not small.
For sure.
The Hornets have to make a stop here.
Here comes the run to the left side. This is James Dalton. Cuts inside, breaking all kinds of tackles. Finally brought down 3 tacklers, bring him down. First down and then some more all the way to the 42-yard line. First down, James Dalton and the Trojans.
Yeah, and I actually want to shout out Cole Beck there for the Hornets. He got stiff-armed hard at the start of that play. Didn't give up on the play, though, and still came back and made the tackle. I mean, obviously not going to – I mean, it might be something that you just kind of look over as, oh, he got stiff-armed. Oh, they got 12 yards. But when they watch that on film again, they're going to be proud of Beck's effort on that and a reason why he's one of their highlighted players of the game.
Quarterback under center. Hands it off. He's got a blocker in front of him. He ends up passing up his blocker as the blocker was looking for someone to hit. And on the carry was number 10, Ruger Ward. And who else on the block?
I mean, our guy, James Dalton.
James Dalton, who, quote, is usually in front of Ruger.
Yes.
And again, Ruger had to pass him because Ruger was looking for someone, or James Dalton was looking for someone to hit, looking for someone to block, and while he was doing that, Ward just passed him up.
I also saw the same thing with Trace Ward as well. He was kind of looking around. When did Ruger pass me?
Like, where's the play? Aren't supposed to follow me? McCoy Spencer, pass to the flat. Well, screen play. and ends up tiptoeing out of bounds. Good attempt there. And James Dalton, just a junior, a good play there. Another first down for the Trojans. Again, averaging over, probably 12, 13 yards a play so far in this first quarter. With 3:20 to play, Dalton went out of bounds, so clock will stop.
First pass we've seen completed by, that will go in the stat column, I should say.
Right.
Not necessarily a pass either, but it did go forward, so it will be considered a pass in the stats, make Spencer's stats look a little more pretty.
Got to be a forward pass, even though you're on this side of the line of scrimmage. So receivers too wide. Coy Spencer looks left, looks right, takes the snap. It's going to be a fake handoff, and he'll take it himself. He's got plenty of green grass. One guy to beat, beats him, touchdown. McCoy Spencer.
And Ren Udy with the absolute monster block on the outside. Ren Udy, I feel like I can't say enough about him. It doesn't feel like he's actually, if you look at the stats after the game and you see touchdowns, who is it going to be? Ren Udy might not be on any of those, but he's been responsible for 3 of the 4 scores today. I feel like I've lost words for how good the blocking has been by the Trojans tonight. Man,
every
receiver
time
blocking.
Yeah, and it's massive holes, right? I mean, they're barely getting touched as they're getting their 10-plus yards. And the 2-point conversion is good. Good run on the right side by Ruger Ward, the senior captain. And that brings the score to 28-0.
Another note on the blocking. I think that, Boise State, Idaho State, Utah State, all the nearby colleges would probably like Raft River's receivers to go and teach their receivers how to block like this, because you just don't see a commitment of blocking by receivers very often, and especially in an offense where it's mostly run, you have to have that commitment from these players in order to be successful.
One of the keys to the game for the Raft River Trojans was to run the ball until we can. Well, so far, they might run the ball for the rest of the game. I think only one play has blown up in their face, and that was that fake that Oakley sniffed out pretty quickly. And so Coach Evans, in his 7th season, has got to be really happy with the production from this run game so far. We got a flag. We have a flag that's going to be offsides on the Trojans, and we also have a flag where the ball went out of bounds, but it won't matter as they were offside, so they'll re-kick a few yards back. 3:13 to play in the first quarter, 28-0, all Trojans. The one time Oakley was looking to make some noise, they fumbled the football.
And it felt like such a good start for Oakley on that drive. And it's amazing how a turn of events can really happen from one turnover.
And the kicker is Rhodey Evans, the junior. Might be the biggest kicker that we've ever seen.
We've seen a lot of different types of kickoffs from Evans tonight. That one was one that.
So Rhodey Evans kicks it short, about it's going to be 15-yard kick, and picked up quickly. I think that was number 27 picking that up.
Correct.
Mathis Larson. And good heads of play of Mathis Larson. Kind of brings it down almost like he's getting a pass inside, playing the 5 or the 4, and you think, well, maybe that's kind of dangerous, but he was able to pull it down and jump on it, and they get decent field position to start this drive with 3:11 to play in the first.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever be mad about starting your possession on the 50. Also, I have to shout out how amazing of an environment this is here at Raft River. I love that trucks just pull up. It's Idaho football for you. 8-man football at its best.
Yeah, trucks all pulled up around the outside of the stadium. Fans in the stands on both sides. Good turnout from the Oakley Hornet faithful. And a good run here from Rice. Gets about, we're going to say 6 yards, so 2nd and 4. And they're in Trojan territory for the first time tonight, because the one time they ended up fumbling the ball, so what didn't count. And so Oakley looking to get into striking distance. 2:42 and counting to play in the first. Shotgun snap. Rice will take it himself once again and gets, I guess we'll call it second level. Not quite second level in 8-man. I don't know how much second level there is when you have 16 guys in the field, but almost gets the first down, so it'll be 3rd and short for Rice and this offense.
Rice did have the first down. He looked like he thought he could get outside of McCoy Spencer.
And he is shifty.
Yep.
Yeah, beautiful night tonight. Sun setting behind us. Mountains in front, mountains behind. Mountains to the south. Here in Malta, Idaho. Rice will take it himself once again. He's tackled in the backfield. Huge stop by the Trojan defense. Loss of 1. So 4th and 2 now for the Hornets, and this is definitely go for it territory.
Yeah, gotta have it. Gotta have it here for the Hornets. Again, Rice could have had the first down if he had gone straight on the second down run, and he knows that as well. Obviously wanting to get the first down on his own last play. We'll see where they go on this 4th down attempt.
So they're actually calling it 4th and 4, but that's a long 4. I'm going to say 4th and 3, maybe even 2.5. Rice, throw to the outside. He's got his man open. Just overthrows Hines. Hines was wide open. Not much in the neighborhood. And that pass sails over his house. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. Trojan football.
It's just so close to being, I'm not going to say 28-28, but it's so close to being.
There would be at least 2
14.
touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yep, on the scoreboard for the Hornets. And those passes are going to hit for Rice and Hines. Rice and Conant. Rice and Jones for sure. Here's a run. Trying to break tackles, keeps the feet churning under him, and finally goes down in a heap on the first down run. Gain of about 5, so bring up 2nd and 5 for the Trojans.
Yeah, good tackle there by Bridger Conant. Pulled the jersey of Dalton. You could see his number being stretched heavily. Conant was on the ground, but still did his job to pull him down.
Less than a minute to play in the first. And as the quarter ends, that cannon will explode. I actually have to say that just to keep myself ready.
Reminding yourself.
Reminding myself that cannon will go off at the end of the first. Nice cut inside. He gets second level, then some more. Good run here from Trace Ward. Finally brought down. Good tackle by Laramie Lara. Big first down for the Trojans.
Trace Ward, 2 touches and 2 long exploding runs for Ward. Something that as we see in a junior, you just know that he's going to continue to do this year and next as well.
Yeah, Coach Evans really likes Trace Ward. He has a lot of experience, he says. 8 tackles last week in that win over Notice. Running back, linebacker, even play some DB. Here's a run to the left side by Ruger Ward. Only gets a couple, and that's going to end the first quarter. All Trojans 28-0. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Stay with us.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear non-stick surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, good thing we have amazing traction. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel drive vehicles. Toyota. Let's go places.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text StartMyQuit to 36072.
Welcome back to Raft River High School here in Malta, Idaho. As Raft River's looking to score just inside the red zone. It's going to be a throw over the middle. He's got his man open. Touchdown, Trojans. Great pass to Chase Bowden from McCoy Spencer for the score.
Pretty much everybody was open on that play for the Trojans. Something that, you know, in the game, as we talked to the coaching staff, especially Coach Evans throughout the week, said they would throw maybe 1 or 2 times. And so far we've seen 2 throws. One of them was what we would classify more as just a swing pass. But first time we've seen them use play action, and it worked effectively there. 3 seconds into the second quarter.
Chase Bowden, I believe that's his first touchdown of the game, and it's a throwing touchdown. About 11-yard touchdown throw from McCoy Spencer to Bowden. Nice cut inside by Ruger Ward as he was faking out, and that's going to be good. 2-point conversion. So score is now 36-0 in favor of the Trojans. And, you know, we talked at the beginning of the game. This is a rivalry, you know, classic blue versus red. And, you know, Dallin, we know a little bit about that kind of rivalry, don't we, Dallin?
Absolutely.
And I see Dallin bringing his Utah Ute sweatshirt over to this game. But that's okay. You know, BYU alumni over here, alumnus. It's all right, Bruce. We'll forgive him, right? It's all good, right?
Bruce isn't quite as forgiving.
Bruce, 2 or 3 seasons ago, we went to like 3 BYU games in a row. It was crazy. Every game he went to, they won, including that Utah game.
Wow.
And it was like we didn't have much hope, but Bruce there, so like Bruce, you got to go back.
I mean, you
got to go to the next game. And that was the Arizona State game with all the false starts. Anyway,
right, yeah.
Bruce he's the lucky guy. He's
he's
the lucky charm. So if you need Utah to win, you just bring him along with you. Well, they'll win every game, right,
I mean,
Bruce?
I was going to say, my twin brother works at Utah, and he works in the athletic department there. So I have had some great exclusive access to the Utes,
awesome.
and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yep.
I'd be a Utah fan, too, if I got that kind of access.
That's
Are you
right.
kidding? And a little onside or a little dribbling kick that gets to the 38-yard line for the Trojan kicking team. And so Oakland will again start with decent field position. They just haven't been able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, we've seen some good throws by Rice, just a little bit overthrown. We've seen Hines get involved a little bit. We've seen him catch a pass. We've seen him almost catch a pass the last time. He's been overthrown once, but every time he's been open. I haven't seen a play yet that Rice has thrown the ball where he hasn't had an open receiver. It's just a matter of completing the passes that's going to make the difference.
Rice takes a snap, a little play action, and that ball goes too far left, and Hines comes down, and he is hurt.
Yeah, it looked like he got whacked on the head a little bit on that one.
All right, looks like the camera is frozen, but we still got audio. Here's a long pass to the far side. That ball is bobbled and goes out of bounds. Pass intended for number 3, Cole Beck. Rice had a good pass, and that one was on the money, and Beck just couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, the best deep pass we've seen from Rice tonight. First time we've seen him air it out as they flip the field for the quarter break. But it will bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Hornets. Rice in shotgun.
So unfortunately, our screen has frozen for you, and we'll try to get that fixed at the break. So with 11:42 to play, nice zip on that ball, and he's tackled at the 40-yard line on the 3rd and 10. And that was, I want to say, a 20-yard throw from Rice.
Yeah, Camden Cranny on that catch. It was I wish the video had been working on that. He launched that thing to Cranny. And Cranny with great hands there. I wouldn't be surprised if Rice is looking his direction again this play.
You know, if you're Rice's left-handed thrower, you're looking for someone looking for an option, and if you can start hitting your targets and they can bring it down, it could spell wonders for this Oakley team who finds themselves down 36-0. Run to the outside from Laramie Lara. Continuing to fight. I love the fight from Lara, and he'll just get a couple, but it's a good first down run. Oh.
Yeah, second down.
So it should be second down. All right, good.
The scoreboard was a little off there.
2nd and 8 for the Hornets.
Yeah, good tackle there by Ruger Ward as well, making sure Lara doesn't get any extra yardage as he looked to break the tackle.
It's going to be 4 yards for Lara, so 2nd and 6 with 10:35 and counting to play before halftime. McCoy Spence in the shot. That's Rice in the shotgun. They'll run it up the middle to the near side. Ran by Bridger Conant. And a few more yards bring up 3rd and manageable for Oakley.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Cranny getting involved here again on 3rd down. The only receiver that's really been able to make an impact thus far for the Hornets.
So Rice puts his man in motion. That's Cole Beck in motion. Now 2 to the left side. It's a high snap, and they're going to run it up the middle. Despite the high snap, holding on to the football, and a great run for a first down is number 25, Bridger Conant.
Yeah, Conant just ran right by Chase Bowden right there, who I don't think he thought that Conant had the ball. And Conant makes him pay with really the best drive we've seen thus far by the Hornets.
Jackson Rice calling out the play. He's got 2 receivers back at his left hip. Puts Colbeck in motion. Rice fakes the handoff. He'll take it himself. Tries to get the stiff arm. Will get a couple of yards for that first down. For the first down play, they're going to give him only 1 yard, so 2nd and 9 with 8:51 to play before halftime.
And I like the Hornets' pace a little bit. They kind of slowed it down, recognizing they want to make sure they can get exactly what they want rather than trying to rush the offense.
You're down 36-0. At this point, you want to score. You may not be able to score quickly as he's tackled in the backfield. Big sack for the Trojan defense. Helping on that one was number 17, Gilbert Lloyd. First time we've called his name tonight.
Yeah, and this defensive line, I mean, we haven't said much about them yet, but there's some pretty good size all across the line and a lot of quickness as well on the ends between Lloyd and Zane Bingham as well.
Rice runs to his far side, and he throws that ball out of bounds. Good decision there from Rice instead of trying to keep it, to get rid of it. And that'll bring up a 4th and long for Oakley. That was a big second down stop, big second down sack, and forced Rice outside of the pocket on the next ensuing down. And now it's 4th and 14 with 7:44 to play. But again, if you're Hornets, you're going for it.
Yeah, have to, yeah. I mean, even in this situation, it's 4th and 14. Regardless of the score, you're as far as you've been into the Trojans' territory. And obviously just need to put some points on the board before the half.
So let's see what the Hornets can do here with 2 wide. Rice puts his man in motion. That's a high snap. The ball's on the ground. And all Rice can do is jump on it. So disaster for the Hornets as another promising drive ends with nada. That's nothing.
Thank you. Oh, it's really just been a tough go for the Hornets. And, I mean, they've had some tough losses this year. And when you've driven these deficits early throughout the season, it's hard to kind of keep your head up throughout it. Hopefully the Hornets can get a stop here and put some points on the board before the half, just like I was saying. We still have 7:38 here left in the second quarter. Lots of time for both sides to do some damage.
And Raft River looking to do that as they're going to go long, and that ball's going to be overthrown. Receivers began to get space, separation. That was Ren Udy who was getting separation, but thrown a little bit too soon before Ren Udy could break.
Yeah, I think at this point, from what I'm seeing from Raft River, too, with whether it was their squib kickoffs, throwing it deep there a little bit as well, I think trying to work on what they can as well, trying to see what they have at their disposal offensively, not just for this game, but for the future as well. Spencer will toss left to Dalton, or to correction, that's Trace Ward, who gets a big hit right against Cole Beck. Good for both of them. Oh, correction, that was Dalton. I was right. And nice solid hit for both of them. I think that both of them are going to be feeling that tomorrow. Short yardage to go, 3rd and 2 for the Trojans.
Throw to the outside. Tries to cut in, but slips as the sun is going down. Starting to get a little bit cold, and sometimes those cleats don't quite grip the grass. That's James Dalton who slipped on that play.
Bring up their first 4th down of the evening for the Trojans. If the Hornets are able to get a stop here, this could be huge for the Hornets to just get any momentum in this ballgame.
Run to the right side. That's far side. Cuts in. And they put the hit stick on number 10, Ruger Ward. But not before getting that first down. So good run from Ruger Ward, but he's punished there at the end of that one.
Yeah, that was Cole Beck again. Beck really giving his all tonight on the defensive side, but getting himself a little break there as I see Jonathan Hines coming off the field, or coming onto the field for Beck. I think he's earned a little bit of a break, having two or three big tackles throughout this drive.
So 1st and 10, 36-0, 6:15 and counting to play before the end of the half. Nice run by James Dalton. He's making all kinds of guys miss, staying on his feet. Finally tackled after about a 15-yard gain on that first down run.
Yeah, Dalton just really showing why he typically stands in front of Ruger or in front of Trace, whoever's in the backfield, and showing that even when he gets the ball, he can still be the bowling ball that he is, leading the pack as well.
And James Dalton says, yeah, hey, you block for me this time.
That's right.
He's called, his number is called, and he makes it worth it. And we got a false start from Raft River. That's an easy call. 5 yards back. And as the time's hitting 7:50 p.m. here in Malta with 5:44 to play, it's a little past dinner time, but they don't know that down there as you smell the burgers.
Oh, man.
Cooking.
I can smell them strong.
Burgers, fries. Bruce is over here salivating.
You didn't see it, but he just jumped for joy.
36-0. So far, Raft River pitching the shutout. Oakley has had their chances to get on the scoreboard, even had their chances to equalize. But fumbles, turnovers on down, forced punts. It's not been Oakley's on offense so far. Nice option play from McCoy Spencer. Big hit from Oakley. And they earn back the yards and then some, bring up 2nd and about 8 with 5 minutes and counting to play before halftime.
Yeah, Bridger Conant laying the wood that time. And even with that gain, or even with a false start in the first play, it's now 2nd and 7, so 8-yard gain there. Good run by Dalton.
Spencer runs to the near side and throws. That's completed. Nice route run from number 10, Ruger Ward. The senior captain, he can run, he can catch, he can block. First down just inside the on the 5-yard line are the Trojans looking to punch one more in with 4:30 to play.
Can't say enough good things about Ruger, so I'll just leave it at that tonight. Just an exciting player to watch.
Yeah, no doubt. The Snake River rivalry has seen a lot of great games, but Trojans making sure this one is a sleeper if you're not a Trojan fan. And inside for the touchdown is number 80. 60, excuse me. Thank you. I'm like, there's no number 80. Eric Feldhauser, the senior. That's his first touch of the game, and it is a 5-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, Feldhauser, someone we haven't shouted out, but he has been in at fullback a lot tonight and has been in about as intensively low of a three-point stance as I've ever seen someone fire off the ball. He's not a very big guy, but he fires off the ball strong and has led the charge in the backfield as well. Lead blocking, getting a touchdown there, though. As rolling to his right is Spencer. He has a man open. In for the two-point conversion is number 36, Jesse Peterson, bringing the score to 44-0 for the Trojans.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Welcome back to Malta, Idaho, as the Raft Trojans are up 44-0 now on the Oakley Hornets. As we work through some camera difficulties, we are going to go audio for a minute. On the return is Jonathan Hines. Hines battles his way all the way to the 33-yard line, setting up shop for the Hornets. 4:12 here left in the second quarter. After several drives of, as Joel stated earlier, several drives of almost being able to pull off a good drive. A couple tough drives as well, almost completing deep passes, getting a couple good runs, but leading to a fumble. Can the Hornets sustain the drive and put some points on the board here before the second quarter ends? As Rice comes on the field, 4:12 on the clock. We'll see what the Hornets can do. Takes the snap in shotgun, tosses this one to Hines, and Hines catches the ball for a gain of about 5. Good catch by Hines there as he worked his way back into the middle of the field for about 2 extra yards. Getting to the 38-yard line is Hines.
All right, camera fixed there, Dallin. We are ready to go. And can Oakley punch one in before half with just 3:30 to play?
Yeah, it's just been a game of almosts for Oakley. Hopefully no more almost on this drive. See what they can do. As Rice almost gets sacked in the backfield. Gonna flip this one to the side, goes out of bounds. Got hit as he was throwing it, incomplete.
Yeah, nice hit there from number 7, Preston Ward. Cousin to Ruger Ward. And good sportsmanship to help up the quarterback after that hit. And not sure where Rice was trying to go for that one, but trying to get a quick 5-yard strike before his receiver went out of bounds, but goes incomplete. 3rd and 5, 3:13 to play before halftime. During halftime, we'll share with you some scores. Scoring summary from this game. It's been all Raft River. Rice rolls to his far side, and that ball is incomplete, overthrown. Pass intended for Laramie Lara, the junior wide receiver. And here at Raft River, great fans, great fan participation. Every time it's incomplete, the PA guy says, that ball was, and then all the fans chant, incomplete. Good 3-syllable word to get the fans involved.
I was going to say, for as many people that are in the back of trucks or back of SUVs in their trunks, there's still a really good crowd in the bleachers as well.
No doubt. Even on the Oakley side, again, a good turnout from Oakley. Oakley decides to punt. That punt is almost blocked and takes almost a spiral turn and gets inside the 15-yard line. So good punt from Oakley, and Raft River will have to march a few more yards maybe than usual. But every possession Raft River has scored, Dallin. Oakley has not been able to stop them yet. I don't think they've had a long third down. I don't know if they've had a third down so far this game.
There was the 1 4th down conversion last drive.
Okay.
But it was in plus territory.
I was preoccupied during that drive.
Yeah, but it was at the 35-yard line, so it was an obvious go-for-it situation. They haven't had to make any tough decisions. Should I go for it? Should I not thus far?
So Raft River, 1st and 10, under 3 minutes to play before half. Run to our near side, makes a man miss. Thinks about changing sides, but stays with it to the near side. Tackled inbounds. Gets all the way to the 47-yard line. Solid run from Chase Bowden. And the wind, the 8 o'clock wind picks up here in Malta, Idaho. You know, it's a rivalry. And Oakley, they don't say they're going to Raft River to play. They say we're going to play at Malta. They don't name Raft River.
That's when you know those rivalries cut deep. Like you said, Oakley does have the career winning percentage or win-loss percentage.
And here's a bomb to the 25. Can he break his tackle? He can't, but tackled inside the red zone. Solid throw from McCoy Spencer. And that's going to be a 1st down and then some for the Trojans.
Yeah, Chase Bowden wide open on that play. Had to expect pass would come at some point in this drive, maybe not quite as fast as happened there. But nonetheless, 2 minutes left. The Trojans are in striking distance again.
And they do strike. McCoy Spencer to the touchdown. Touchdown throw to Chase Bowden once again. So they go throw to throw. Spencer to Bowden both times for another score.
Yeah, there's no reason that I should say, let me rephrase that. Spencer's showing why they run because they can and they pass because they can. He can pass. He has a very good arm, very accurate arm. Haven't seen any wild throws, but they're so good offensively running the ball that there's no need to pass it a lot of the time for these Trojans.
Spencer looking for options, and he passes. Easy throw to Chase Bowden once again. So Bowden, 3 straight catches, a long catch, a touchdown catch, and the 2-point conversion catch. It's the Bowden party on this drive. For a 52-0 Trojans not only shutting out, but now we will have a running clock in the second half.
You know, it's funny that I said early on that this was going to be the Ruger Ward show, and I don't think Ruger Ward has scored since the 10:52 mark in the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But it's been a lot of different Trojans being involved. I believe is it 5 different Trojans have scored today?
We got Ward, Spencer, Trace Ward, Bowden, Feldhauser. Six different Trojans have scored so far.
That's awesome. An 8-man football.
And any of these guys could have scored every touchdown.
Yep. I love that Feldhauser got one, too.
Oh, absolutely.
We don't have Feldhauser's stats in front of us, but I can't imagine he has many touchdown runs on the season. So I think that's awesome to see him sprinkled in there.
52-0, 154 to play before the break. Kickoff is caught by Camden Cranny. That's Cam Cranny, officially, or unofficially. Officially Camden, but unofficially Cam. And he gets a short return, and Oakley, can they punch one in or get some positive yards, get something going on offense before the break?
This is where passing is your friend, and that's something Oakley likes to do, is pass the ball. So if one side can do it, it's Oakley. They need to do it as well. They will get the ball, if I'm not mistaken, to start the second half. And so any type of plus drive here, put points on the board, you get some sort of momentum going into halftime.
Rice has the arm. He's just overthrown his receivers, or they haven't done him the service of catching. Here's Rice. A quick out route, but that ball is incomplete. Pass intended for Cam Cranny. And again, the ball was thrown to the outside, but Cranny was in his break. Got to pull that in.
Yep. That one's definitely not on Rice. That was definitely a catchable ball and a lot of space for Cranny as well, maybe thinking where he was going to go next before bringing in the catch.
And again, a lot of this team is young. Rice, a junior. Cranny, a junior. Lara, a junior. Cole Beck, a junior. Hines is a senior. He's one of the only seniors, if not the only. Yeah, there's 2 seniors on this team. And here we go, a long run. And he's got green grass. And he's going to go all the way. Touchdown, just as we were talking about this young team. Bridger Conant, another junior, puts it in for 6.
Yeah, needed that badly. Did Conant and the rest of the Hornets as well. Great run there. Ran through a couple arm tackles at the beginning. Conant's had a couple good runs throughout the night. Hasn't quite been able to break it out of that second level like you talked about until then, but what a time to do it. Putting some points on the board for the Hornets before the half.
So Bridger Conant, a 75-yard touchdown rush, makes it 52-6. PA or extra 2-point conversion pending. Ball is overthrown, so it's going to remain 52-6. But a 75-yard or so rushing touchdown from Conant makes the score 52-6. The shutout is no more. Oakley is on the board.
And again, something they can talk about at halftime of, okay, guys, we've seen that we can do it. This is still Raft River's first stringers in. This is still a good spot for them to look at and grow from. A lot of time, you're not, obviously you don't want to be trailing 52-6 at halftime. The last, or 2 of the 3 games this season, Oakley gave up 52 in the whole game. The only exception of that being that game against Kendrick when they lost 96-8. Obviously don't want that to turn into a 96-8 for them tonight, or 98-6 as we see 6 points on the board right now, and something to build upon for the second half. But 1:19 left on the clock. Still have to make a stop here, as the Trojans have, like you said, scored on every single possession so far in this first half.
Bridger Conant gets a highlight play for his team, and not just a play, but a touchdown. A much needed, and that touchdown isn't going to tie the game, isn't even going to get them remotely, close, but it's momentum that you can build off of, like you said, going into the second half. A good kick, and that ball is going to go through the end zone. Going to be a touchback for Oakley. So another positive play for this Oakley team.
And just needing to do something here to have some good defensive possession here. 1:19 on the clock. That is, they haven't, there's been a couple possessions that the Trojans haven't needed more than 1:19 to score. They've shown they can go through the air. You'd have to expect that they'll probably look to the air a little bit on this drive. Maybe not the first play, but a little bit throughout the drive.
Handoff to the right side, far side. Jumps through an arm tackle, breaks another arm tackle, and is Oakley defense trying to bring him down. A huge run by Trace Ward.
Yeah, I love Trace Ward.
So fun to watch.
He's lanky, but he's strong. You can tell. It's almost like he's meant to be a receiver, but he plays running back, and it doesn't matter because he churns his legs so hard. Every single time he runs, he explodes up through the line of scrimmage, doesn't get touched for a while.
Trace Ward takes it himself. Spencer takes it himself and falls incomplete. Pass intended for James Dalton. And McCoy Spencer just throws it inside of Dalton as he was moving outside. The clock stops with 40 seconds to play before half. 52-6. Raft River on the 43-yard line.
One Trojan that hasn't scored this half, Ren Udy. We'll see. I'm gonna expect to see him involved somehow in this play.
Seam route, let's go. We're ready. We're ready, Ren. Call the play, Coach Evans. Spencer is by himself, and that ball, it is. It's a seam route up the middle. Make us the coach has been said. This is James Dalton. A 57-yard touchdown catch from James Dalton to the house.
Yeah, and I said they didn't need much time to score. It was 1:19 when they started the possession. Only 30 seconds left here. 59 seconds, if my math isn't horrible. 59 seconds. I teach PE. I don't teach math. 59 seconds off the clock there on that possession, and it didn't matter. I'm going to correct myself. It was 49. 49 seconds off the clock.
So a 57-yard touchdown catch from Spencer to Dalton. And we have a false start on this two-point conversion, and they'll walk it backwards 5 yards and try again.
Correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't had any penalties other than false starts, right?
That's correct, yeah. Yeah, no bad face masks, personal fouls, illegal shifts. Now, it's been pretty clean except for the false starts for sure. Spencer by himself in the backfield. It's going to be a throw on the slant, and that's in for two more. And who else but Chase Bowden for the two-point conversion.
60-6 now. As like you said, we will see a complete running clock in the second half.
So with 30 seconds to play, it is 60-6. Again, a 57-yard touchdown catch. We'll say it was probably about a 15, 20-yard throw to Dalton, and then he was off to the races. And, it was close enough to the seam route. So we called the play.
We'll give it. We
got to take that one. It was more over the middle.
Isn't that what commentators do?
Right.
We got to give ourselves the credit.
But we really wanted that for Udy.
That's right. Right. They put Udy on the outside. I think he was open, but it looked like he was more of a decoy on the route. I think at halftime that might be something Ren Udy's talking to McCoy Spencer about. Everyone else has a touchdown. I haven't quite sniffed the end zone yet, although, like I said earlier, he's made a couple really huge blocks, had a huge kickoff return on the very first play of the game. He's done his job, just hasn't been in the end zone. But I think he's probably pretty satisfied with where they're at right now.
No doubt. Nice catch on the kickoff. And good open field tackle by Trace Ward. Ball was caught by Peyton Robinson and tried to break from that tackle incoming, but nothing going. Great tackle from Trace Ward.
24 seconds left with Rice's arm, and I don't believe they've called the timeout. No, I think they have one. They had one timeout thus far, so you do have two timeouts if you really want to flirt with that here if they're able to complete a couple passes. See if the Hornets can do something here before the half.
54-point deficit for the Hornets. Rice puts his man in motion, hands it off up the middle, gets outside, and he's got plenty of green grass. Can he outrun? He will, the last defender. And there it is, number 5 for the massive run, Laramie Lara. Huge touchdown run for the Hornets.
Yeah, and Lara's had also, I mean, I know the score is what it is, but Lara's had some explosive runs today. And had, again, same thing. It feels like I'm just repeating myself because Conant had the same thing. But they've had some hard runs. There's just good tackling, way to fill the gaps by the Trojans. And the last two plays for the Hornets have been long touchdown runs as the Hornets have been able to find that opening.
So 60-12, 2-point conversion pending for Rice and this offense. 3 wide to the far side of your screen. Rice rolls to the left, and that pass almost goes it is incomplete. He had his man on the outside, thought it was going there, but instead goes near side. And that'll be unsuccessful on the 2-point conversion. So the score remains 60-12 with 8 seconds to play before half.
And I would have to imagine whatever happens on the kickoff that Raft River will probably just run the ball, but I don't know. I don't really know. 8 seconds left. We'll see what happens. Last kickoff was a touchback by the Hornets. I don't know if they'll try to kick it all the way through the end zone this time, or if they'll, you see different choices by different coaches, whether they just want to squib one in here and make sure there's no type of return, or whether he's going to kick it deep again after getting a touchback last time.
Raft River had 7 straight touchdowns before Oakley finally answered. And since Oakley answered, it's been Oakley, Raft River, and Oakley trading touchdowns. So 60-12 with 8 seconds to play before half. And number 54, Tragan Jones, the big tight end, set to kick off. And like you said, kind of squibs it, but gets to about the 8-yard line, and it's received well, handled well. This is number 10 on the run, Ruger Ward, and Ruger Ward gets free, and he's going to take it. Oh, the way, Ruger Ward. We're going to call it a 90-yard kickoff return for the touchdown.
Ruger showing his speed right there. I thought that he was going to possibly get ran down by Hines there. Hines not quite able to catch him, though. Great return and a staple to the end of this first half for the Trojans. Just an absolute domination by them. Ruger Ward starting the scoring output with a touchdown 1 minute and 8 seconds into the first half, and then closing it as time expires as well with 8 seconds left when he received the ball. What a performance.
Ruger Ward broke a tackle, bounces outside, and then he was off to the races. All he had to beat was, I believe it was the kicker, Tragan Jones.
Right now Ward is well, he just barely stood up, but he was clutched down on the sideline. Tons of people around him patting him on the back. He used all of his energy up on that one.
He's saying, get off, I need to breathe. Pass to the outside of the 2-point conversion, dives in. Yes, it's completed. 2-point conversion is successful, 68-12 to end the half, thanks to a 90-yard touchdown return by Ruger Ward. We'll take a quick break, recognize some sponsors, and be right back for the halftime show. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way. Go. All the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
4:46 to play. It's play action. He rolls to the near side. Looking for a receiver. Finds a wide open man. That's number 88 with Greengrass. 5-man front. Drops back. Has time. He's got room. He goes for it all. And that ball is caught in the end zone. Mason Davis.
There's a snap. Keeper all the way. Comes around. It's a first down. Crosses midfield. They're not going to stop him. 56-yard keeper. Taking it about the 15. Big guy running, has some room, breaks through everybody. They're not going to get him. Kickoff return.
Kirkland, quick throw to the outside. Finds Silflo, has space, lots of it. Gets past the defense. To the 10, in for another touchdown. Steps up. On the rope, intercepted. Rhodescender's kick up and good. Who knows? Maybe
His right foot. There's the snap, the hold. The kick is up. The kick is going to be good. Stoddard from 44 yards. 10 seconds left.
Will take the snap and he'll sweep to his left as he has lead blockers in front of him. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Lupe Ortiz.
Good evening and welcome back to Malta, Idaho, home of the Raft River Trojans. Joel Richardson with Dallin Fryer, Bruce Richardson. And so far it's been mostly, if not all, Raft River in this first half. Score on your screen is accurate. It is 68-12 in the first half. This is 8-man football, so you expect high scores, but this one higher than maybe anyone anticipated.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched Raft River, like I said, last year. I've watched a little bit of them this year as well, and I knew they were good. I knew Oakley was a little bit down. They've lost 12 straight games dating back to the state championship that they lost in 2023. Didn't win a game last year. 0-3 thus far. Couple really lopsided losses thus far. But I give more credit to Raft River just because it feels like they've been able to execute everything on a higher level than just, they're playing better than a team that's lost 3 games. They're blocking the heck out of the ball, out of every single carrier. Every single carrier has had holes galore, and then down the field, the receiver blocking, I can't say enough about, has been so good by Ren Udy, by Dalton. Seen it from Trace Ward, seen it from so many different players on the Raft River side. And 6 different players scoring touchdowns for Raft River in that first half. That just shows the depth that this team has. You don't see that almost ever in 8-man football. You see 2 or 3 guys that are highlighted, specifically the quarterback, maybe a couple running backs, occasionally a receiver, but you have 6 different people, and every single one of those are guys that I would expect to score.
And it wasn't just 6 different guys. It was also scoring in different ways. Raft River loves to run the football, and so you expect them to run a lot, and they've done that for sure. But they've also had throwing touchdowns and then kickoff return touchdowns. Ruger Ward gets the first and last touchdown of the half. And let's go through the scoring summary really quick. Ruger Ward with 12:52 to play in the first half, so just a few ticks off the board. Ruger Ward gets a quick rush in, 6-0. Then McCoy Spencer, after an Oakley turnover on a fumble, gets a rush in for making it 12-0. No two-point conversions completed there. That was with 8:54 to play. And then later in the first, 2 more touchdowns, one from Trace Ward, one from McCoy Spencer, making it 28-0 thanks to 4 points with 2 good extra 2-point conversions. Then in the second half, more Raft River. Bowden gets a catch, 36-0 with 11:57 in the second quarter. And with 4:22 to play in the second, Feldhauser gets his first touch of the game and is a rushing touchdown, 44-0. Then Bowden once again, it's a catch, 52-0, 2-point conversion is good with 1:54 to play. Then we think, okay, maybe Oakley can put one more in, but if not, we'll go to halftime. No. There were 4 more touchdowns scored in the second quarter when we had 1:19 to play. It was Conan for Oakley getting on the board first with his 75-yard rushing touchdown, making it 52-6. That's going to be a highlight play you might see later on this week on IdahoSports.com. And with 30 seconds to play, yes, there were more touchdowns. Raft River gets one more from Dalton with a 57-yard touchdown catch, making it 60-6. That was a highlight play you'll probably see later on this week. And with 8 seconds to play, no, we're still not done with scoring. Lara gets a 70-yard touchdown rush, gets the outside, and tons of green grass, making it 60-12. No 2-point conversions for either of those Oakley scores. And then Ruger Ward, with 0 seconds on the clock, gets a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, making it 68-12. 2-point conversion was good, and that's your score so far. So it's just crazy. 1:19 to play before halftime. You think, okay, we're done with the scoring. 4 more scores going into halftime.
Just everything you could want from a Raft River side and from a Raft River fan base. Again, I can't shout them out enough as well. They're involved in the game. I always love coming out here. You've been out here. How many times have you been out here, Joel? 3?
This is my 3rd time.
Okay,
yeah.
This is my 2nd time out here. And it is, one, it's a beautiful drive out here.
Definitely.
Second of all, it's a beautiful atmosphere. And it feels like a town that's made for football. And I always love being able to come out here.
So Lara and Conan are the lone touchdown scorers for this team, but both those touchdown scores were long touchdowns. We're going to call it 75 yards for Conan, 70 yards for Lara. So Oakley can score and score quickly. They just weren't able to do that until late in the second quarter.
It also was the very last 2 plays they've had in the half, because they scored touchdown and then the next possession, 1 play touchdown. So they've scored 2 plays in a row if you look at it that way.
Definitely.
And I'm sure that trying to find anything positive from the first half, that's probably something that the Hornets coaching staff is talking to their players at halftime.
Yeah, and barely a minute off, right, for both those touchdowns. So, yeah, scoring quickly, they can definitely do that. Let's look at some scores throughout Idaho in the Friday Night Flash on IdahoSports.com. What do you got, Dallin?
Yeah, and we'll stick in the 2A ranks since we're doing a 2A game.
Definitely.
Murtaugh goes to Rockland, wins 42-20.
Wow. I'm not going to lie, Murtaugh fans. I picked Rockland to win that one.
I also picked Rockland to win, and good for Murtaugh.
Love
Especially going to Rockland. That's not an easy place to go play. I don't know what their home record is over the last several years, but I know that it's in the single digits, in the L's. And so great win for Murtaugh. Idaho City goes to Cascade and wins 34-8. No score on Grayson Wendell, no score on Clearwater Valley and Potlatch yet. Logos up 8-0 against Kamei right now in the first quarter. And Hagerman up 22-6 on Valley right now as well.
Wow.
At Valley.
I picked Valley to win that one. I was
going to say, that's also one that I did Hagerman the very first, Hagerman Logos the first week.
Mm-hmm.
Hagerman lost a lot of star power last year. Still gets their quarterback back this year. He never got much passed off. I believe he was sacked. Well, officially he was sacked 14 times. It was probably 18 times by the time the game was over. But up 22-6 right now against Valley, so good start for Hagerman. And then to round it out, Glens Ferry up 42-0 at half against Wilder. Just a couple other scores throughout the state. Just to highlight, Dietrich goes to Camas County and wins 42-14. In the 3A ranks, Filer 56-0 against Parma at halftime. Ryrie 20-0 against Marsing in the third quarter. As we continue to go up in the 4A ranks, Kimberly and Homedale tied 14-14 in the third quarter. That was a game to watch this week.
Yep.
And Kimberly, man, I did a game earlier for them as well. Lost their starting quarterback a couple days before the season started. Still out there with a cast playing receiver. Lose their second string quarterback with a broken hand during their first game, and so Titus Osterman has to come in at quarterback, and he's done a pretty good job holding the fort down for the time being. McCall Donnelly up 13-0 on Timberlake in the first. In 5A, Bishop Kelly ahead of Rigby 15-7 right now. Another big game as well. 5A, 6A cross matchup there. Bishop Kelly ahead right now. Blackfoot up 33-6 on Pocatello. Hillcrest 28-14 on Thunder Ridge. Century this year. I know that you spend a lot of time over in more of East Idaho territory. Century's been a surprise this year over in the 5A ranks, up 20-13 in the second quarter against Idaho Falls. And as we just highlight quickly, as the halftime show ends in 6A, Rocky Mountain up 21-7 on Mountain View.
Those are your scores from the Friday Night Flash throughout Idaho, hitting the 2As, hitting the 1As for 8-man football, and then a couple of scores of interest from the Friday Night Flash on IdahoSports.com. Really appreciate Dallin Fryer knocking those off for us. And if you want to continue to follow those scores, go to IdahoSports.com's Friday Night Flash, and you'll be able to follow the games of interest and your favorite teams. We're not going to have a second half warm-up. Both teams agreed to move this game forward, and so we're going to have a running clock as it's 68-12. It's more than a 45-point lead for the Raft River Trojans in this rivalry matchup.
I'll be curious to see how much we see of the Raft River starters as well.
Great opportunity for Raft River. And you see on the sideline, if you can see on your camera, there's a lot more players on Raft River than there are on Oakley. Good kick, and here's a good kickoff from Hines. Hines gets to the outside. He's got speed and is tackled just on the right side of the 40-yard line, on the 41-yard line, so good return from Jonathan Hines. We haven't heard a lot from him since that first quarter. I think he came up a little hurt, but it looks to be okay as he had a nice run to start the second half.
Yeah, Hines, great job there. Also, shout out to Bo Udy. It was his first action of the game today. Good kickoff, and he actually made the tackle as well, firing down the field, making sure he gets good taste of varsity action there.
IdahoSports.com does a lot more than just broadcasting. Continue checking back to the website for updated scores, schedules, standings, polls, action photo galleries, and written content from every corner of the state. And remember, make this memory last a lifetime by owning the digital game file for this one. $15, it's all it takes, and you can have this game forever. A great pass here and catch from Oakley. Good open field tackle, but a long gain for number 13, Cam Cranny. So Oakley coming out firing in the second half. They started with the ball as they elected to kick off in the first half. And after a good run from Hines off the kickoff return, Cranny gets a long gain for the pitch and catch.
Cranny, couple good catches on the night.
Running clock or not, Oakley is going to look to strike quickly. Here's a run up the middle from number 10, Jackson Rice, the quarterback. 15-10, touchdown, Rice. So with under 11 to play in the third quarter, as the clock is no longer a running clock, because I think we got within 45?
I believe so, yeah.
It is. So Oakley strikes quickly in the second half. 68-13, 2-point conversion pending.
First time we've seen Rice cut back as well, showing his athleticism as going past Trace Ward.
Rice surveys the defense and looks at his offense. We had a flag on the two-point conversion. Rice was in.
I think it was an illegal shift, though. Cranny went to the side just as Beck was going in motion.
So they'll redo the two-point conversion 5 yards back. Now on the 8-yard line.
That wind really picking up here.
68-18. You can hear the wind through the mics. Rice puts his man in motion. Takes the snap on the shotgun, hands it off, and that's going to be no good on the two-point conversion. So the score remains 68-18 in favor of the Trojans.
Yeah, 3 straight scoring drives for the Hornets. Obviously would have liked it a little bit sooner for them, but again, things you can build on every single week, and I think at this point in the season, that's what you're looking to do if you're the Oakley Hornets, is continue to build. You have a very young team, very few seniors on the team. Just as I look down the roster, I see 1, 2. I think I'm right. 2 seniors on the whole Oakley Hornets team. Obviously, you want to get as much experience over these first few games so they can finish the season strong. As we're just about to the halfway point of high school football season. Isn't that crazy,
wild?
Joel?
Yeah.
Man.
Some teams have played 3 games. Some teams have played 4. After tonight, they would have played 4 because some teams played in that week 0. Do we call it week 0 or week 1?
I was told by Paul Kingsbury that it is week 1. Actually, correction. I think it was Brandon Bainey told me it was week 1, and it feels like it's just flown by. I will say, I think it feels like we also have a bigger team than we've ever had with IdahoSports.com. You talked about being able to join it. We've had a lot of great people join over the last year or two, making a pretty good squad where we can spread out well throughout the state.
Here's a return attempt by the Trojans. Going to be tackled at the 35-yard line. So good kick, good return from both squads. And speaking of which, are you interested in joining the team here at IdahoSports.com? We are always on the lookout for talented people that want to get involved in what we do. Sales, producers, camera operators, writers, photographers, even broadcasters. You can come and join, Dallin Fryer and I for this game tonight. Email editor@IdahoSports.com to find out more. And also join Idaho Sports Nation on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Watch prepcasts and get updates, breaking news, pictures, and more. Just got to go to any one of those social media accounts for Idaho Sports on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and get all the latest content that we're producing every day. New pictures. Here's a long throw from the Trojans that gets wobbly with the wind, but that's caught at the 30-yard line. Huge throw from McCoy Spencer.
There's actually Bo Udy in there.
Bo Udy doing it all.
Man.
Kickoff, tackles, throws. Number 4, Bo Udy now in at quarterback. The sophomore Slinger hucks it, and as the ball left his hand, it looked good, and as the wind hit it, it got wobbly, but still brought down. I didn't catch who brought it down, though.
Chase Bowden, who else?
Of course. So Udy to Chase Bowden. Massive throw. The ball is snapped and lost. Udy tries to collect and tries to run out of there, but can't. Massive opportunity there for Oakley defense.
Tragan Jones on the sack there.
15-yard loss and then some.
It looked like it. I think Udy got a little bit excited there after a big play. It looked like it just went right through his hands.
So Bo Udy now in at quarterback. Spelling McCoy Spencer, the senior quarterback. So second and forever, 2nd and 25 for this Trojans offense. Udy pitches to the outside, good block. A nice cut in. This is I think that was number 21, Calder Udy.
How many Udys were on this team?
So we got Bo Udy, who's the brother of Ren Udy, and Calder Udy is the cousin of those two.
You gotta love a small town. You gotta love a small town. I grew up in a small town, so I'm right there with them. You gotta love all the cousins, the brothers, big families.
Well, and then Coach Kirkland on the 8-man prepcast talking about this match of this rivalry between these two teams, and he said it's uncle versus uncle. Even family across, across the Magic Valley. A lot of connection between these two high schools and these two football teams. And I also love that both Coach Jones and Coach Evans are in their 7th seasons with their respective teams. Little play action, throw to the outside, and that falls incomplete. Good defense by the Hornets. Brings up 3rd and long for the Trojans.
Yeah, Bo trying to connect with Ren on that one. Can't really say Udy anymore, so we'll just go first names for a little bit. 4th down here, though. We'll see if they try to dial up the UD to UD connection again. My twin brother played quarterback. I played receiver.
For Preston.
That's right, for Preston. And he was the quarterback our sophomore year, but moved to mostly defense, was the backup quarterback. Whenever he came in, when we were seniors, we looked every single chance to go deep and throw, and he would throw me as far as we could. We never really connected, but we wanted that Friar to Friar connection.
UD 3-step drop, goes the outside. That pass is completed to the outside across hash marks, the opposite side of the field. And that's completed to who else but Ren Udy.
I said it before the half. Ren Udy wants a touchdown. and who better to get it from than Ren?
Bo to Ren for we'll call it a 15-yard touchdown catch, or 15-yard first down catch. Bo back there by himself, and he's tackled once he collects the missed snap. And Udy will lose about 5 yards on that missed snap.
Tragan Jones making sure every time that the ball is dropped by Udy that he feels his presence there. 2 good sacks by Tragan Jones, making sure Udy doesn't get away.
So it's 2nd 15 for Udy in this offense with 5:44 and counting to play in the 3rd quarter, 68-18. Should be a 45-point deficit for a running clock, which
I think
we're at it now, right, with that math. Run outside, then cuts inside. A good run here from number 2, Guy Tracy, the sophomore. And whether you're a sophomore named Guy Tracy or your name is Ruger Ward, you're making things happen because of that blocking.
Absolutely. Doesn't matter which level they're at. This offensive line, I don't think we've said enough about them tonight. They have really done their job up front, and they are going to be catalysts for how deep this Raft River Trojan team goes, because they have so many good playmakers, but the playmakers have to have enough time to get the ball out. They have to have enough time to run through the holes, and they can only do it with what the big boys do up front. So kudos to the Raft River line tonight.
Udy under center. He goes the outside. That's caught. Trying to get into the touchdown. He should be in. He is in for 6. Udy to Bowden for the touchdown catch, and that's Bowden's 3rd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, Bowden, an early candidate for our IdahoSports.com player of the game, I'd have to say. Doing his job tonight in the receiving game. Only 11 passes thrown last week by the Trojans. Like we said in the pregame, we were told there wouldn't be many passes tonight, but also it looks like Bo Udy is more of a passer than a runner. And since he's been in, he's really been slinging the ball around.
You're watching Udy, and you're licking your chops as a sophomore, and he is slinging it. Pitch to the outside. Cutting inside is number 21, Calder Udy, the cousin. And that 2-point conversion is just short of the touchdown. So with 4:26, clock is stopped. There's an injured player on the field. The score is 74-18. We'll take a quick break for the injury timeout. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
.446 to play. It's play action. He rolls to the near side. Looking for a receiver. Finds a wide open man. Left number 88 with green grass. 5-man front. Drops back. Has time. He's got room. He goes for it all. And that ball is caught in the end zone. Mason Davis. No.
There's a snap. Keeper all the way. Comes around. It's a first down. Crosses midfield. They're not going to stop him. 56-yard keeper. Taking it about the 15. Big guy running, has some room, breaks through everybody. They're not going to get him.
Welcome back to Raft River High School here on Magic Valley Game Night. Joel Richardson, Dallin Fryer, Bruce Richardson. After that touchdown from Raft River, we have a late hit off the kickoff return, and that's going to be an easy call from the officials. Hines was on the run, and Hines is down. It was a bad hit by Raft River. Hines was tackled, and Raft River came in with an extra hit. And Hines is down.
Yeah, it's the last thing you want to see for the Hornets, as Hines has been one of their best playmakers. Able to get up though.
Yeah, Hines is up now. Leans over a little bit, then walking back to the sideline with his coaches. Good to see that after that late hit from Raft River.
Wonder if he just got his bell rung a little bit.
Hopefully that's all it is, and he's okay for sure. Hines has been one of the bright spots for this offense.
Yeah, it looks like Hines has an ACL brace on. I don't think it had anything to do with knee on that one though.
Yeah, he was on the ground when he got hit. So, yeah, a high injury, maybe to the head. As Oakley will now take it to our near side. Gets a good block. Makes the man miss. Fakes him out of his shoes. And here's a big hit. Looking for the contact is the quarterback, Jackson Rice. He comes up a little bit slow after taking that hit.
I really like Jackson Rice. I think he's one of my favorite players that I've seen this season. Again, I'm partial to lefty quarterback. I just love watching a lefty quarterback, but it's been fun to watch him in the open field here since the offense has started to gain some traction.
Jackson Rice goes to the far side, throws it over the middle, has his man open, and just too short for the intended receiver, number 3, Cole Beck.
Yeah, I don't think Beck saw the pass. It was in his area. I just saw Rice point over to the sideline, doing the do it again motion right there. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to the air here, as I think Rice saw something with Beck in the secondary.
Yeah, for sure. And with 2:33 and counting to play, 74-13, the running clock is back on. I think it was just off for early on in the second half, right in the third quarter, in the second half, when Oakley scored. But back on after River scored a couple times. Here's a throw off the slant, and that's what you were talking about, Dallin.
Yeah, Beck, he's a really good route runner. That's what I've seen from Beck tonight. He's been open almost every time. They just haven't been able to connect. I think that's his first catch of the night after 3 or 4 targets. And they've been able to find openings. Again, they've scored 3 straight possessions. They've done it in the air. They've done it on the ground. They've scored on the ground, but they've done good things through the air in these last 3 or 4 possessions as well.
Yeah, picking apart this Raft River defense in this third quarter. And late in the second, Rice takes a high snap, throws to the far side. The ball is up in the air and bobbled. Who wants it? Who's going to get it? The grass will get it as the ball falls incomplete. Good battle on the outside.
Yeah, on the coverage was number 21, Calder Udy, and
the cousin of the 2 Udys, by the way.
That's right. And I really thought that Beck was going to be coming up with that, and then suddenly I thought Udy was going to be coming up with that. And both of them kind of playing defense there in the end, making sure that ball hits the grass, like you said.
Colin Calder, cousin Calder.
That's right.
Calder, Cuzzo Udy. Rice in the shotgun, as he has been most this night, puts a man in motion, and he'll hand it off, and it's a fake. He'll throw it back, and he's got a man wide open, but dropped. And that was one of the more insane plays I've seen all season. I think it was supposed to be a run, but he was going nowhere. So number 5, Lara, pitches it back to his quarterback, who throws it over the middle before getting tackled in the backfield. But the ball falls incomplete.
Not the cleanest flea flicker I've ever seen, but the interesting thing is that.
But it was an unofficial flea flicker, right? That was not supposed to be a flea flicker.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay,
well,
all right.
And there were no linemen downfield either, which you would see a lineman 10 yards down the field, but there was nobody. So really, it almost worked out. And I wonder if that's a play that the Oakley coaches will consider adding to the playbook now.
Absolutely. Rise 3-step drop, outside throw, and that's completed. He should be in. Makes a guy miss and gets in as the bell rings for the end of the third quarter. Touchdown, Oakley Hornets.
Yeah, Cam Cranny. He's really had a good end of second quarter, start of third quarter, and puts a statement there as we go into the fourth quarter with a good touchdown reception there. Great route by him, great throw by Rice. And as he's really gained his composure throughout the game, we've seen some really good throws by Rice.
Rice and his Oakley Hornets offense scored 28 last week against Potlatch after losing to Grace 652 and 896, Grace and Kendrick respectively. And so Oakley just starting to find their rhythm on offense as the quarterback gets in. Rice, he's in for 2 more. So 74-26. And if you're Oakley Hornet faithful, you are very encouraged by the offensive production late in the second and in this third quarter.
For sure.
In that third quarter.
And they've played some really tough teams this year. I think that we haven't really stressed that enough. Oakley has played a gauntlet of a schedule.
And they'll continue. They got Valley next.
Oh, man, it's never ending. And for a team that's young and trying to grow and find their own identity, they've really had to put in a lot more work than I think they've really had to do throughout Coach Brennan Jones's time at the helm of the Hornets. But again, encouraging over and over again. This week or last week, being able to have a good, strong second half. We've seen a good second quarter and a good third quarter offensively, I should say. Defensively, still some work to do, as Raft River has scored on every single possession. But there's good things offensively, and a lot of the time, if you can just put up numbers, you never know what can happen. You just can't build these huge deficits like they have the last several weeks.
3 touchdowns scored in the third quarter. 4 touchdowns scored in the first. 7 touchdowns scored in the second. And then again, 3 touchdowns scored in the third. That's a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah, and only, that was running clock, yes, but really Raft River scored every single possession in this game, but Oakley scored 4 straight possessions now. So technically, if you look at it that way, it's been 8 straight scoring possessions between the two squads.
Jones set to kick off as we start this fourth quarter. It's going to be an onside kick, and it's collected. The ball pops loose on the 50-yard line. And I think because it was touched by an Oakley Hornet player first, that is going to be a penalty on Oakley.
Correct. I think it was a really good kick, actually. It just happened to roll back towards them instead of going back to the 10-yard direction. You just never know sometimes with those onside kicks.
Oakley jumped on it too soon. It was about at the 8-yard. It had to have gone about 8 yards. And then it sprung free as the Oakley player jumped on it. And that point it went 10 yards. But Raft River will take over with good field position on the 49-yard line, on Oakley's 49-yard line.
And I wonder how much they know to themselves that they've scored every single possession if they want to try to maintain that here throughout the rest of this ball game. I wonder if that's in the back of their minds.
Bo Udy underneath, hands it off. Met by a bevy of Hornet tacklers. But it's enough for about 4 yards, bring up 2nd and 6. On the 46-yard line.
We've seen some really good offensive output. I know it was only one possession in the third quarter, but by this backup squad of Raft River, we still saw several starters there in that,
including
third
Bowden.
quarter. Yep, we saw Trace Ward as well, but now it looks like it's all second-teamers.
And when we say Bowden, we mean Chase Bowden, the senior, who scored a few times this game as we have a run to the left side, far side, and it'll bring up 3rd and short for Bo Udy. So let's talk about the family affair here for Raft River. So you got Bo Udy, who's the brother of Ren Udy, and they are cousins to Calder Udy, Calder the Cuzzo Udy. Then you also have brothers of Waylon Evans and Dagan Evans, who are sons of Coach Chad Evans. And then you have Preston Ward, who's the cousin to Ruger Ward.
And not to mention Trace Ward.
And, of course, Trace Ward as well. So brothers, cousins, sons, all playing on the same team. Love to see it. And I'm assuming Eric Bowden, the principal, has some relationship to Chase Bowden, maybe his son. I didn't get that in the pregame, but it's so fun when you get to play ball with your cousins, sons, brothers, and you know what that's like. The best I got was backyard football across the street at the park.
There's nothing like driving to a game with your sibling. It's really a unique experience, and going to practice, talking at home.
Here's a run to the near side, gets outside, and they try to bring him down almost with a horse collar, but he steps out of bounds just outside the 20-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 off the long run on the 21-yard line. But you were saying, driving the bus with your brother.
Oh, man. And
going to games.
Oh, yeah. And
playing together.
Even just going and talking to family after the game, it's fun to do it together. And because sometimes you have different perspectives. Sometimes you have the same perspective. You're excited about the same things. You see things differently as well. It was just a great experience that I will never take for granted.
Yeah, that's awesome. Handoff to Guy Tracy. And this is twice now. The Oakley nose tackle has been able to get to the quarterback as he's handing the ball off. So Udy is going down as he's handing the ball off. And it's good penetration from Oakley on the defensive line.
I think Udy's coming over to his coaching staff right there, like, can we do something to make sure that I don't get tackled? I thought if I handed the ball off, that wouldn't be happening.
We're the big fellas up front that Idaho Sports has been praising all night. Because now there's been a bit of a breakdown in this second, third string unit.
And yet still able to gain positive yards are the running backs.
And there's a hard count from Udy and forces the encroachment. So 5 yards for Trojan offense, for this Trojan offense. Good call there from Udy to catch them off guard. So 1st and goal, excuse me. And we got a timeout called by Oakley. We'll we'll recognize some sponsors and take a quick break as well. Want to recognize our sponsors for this one, our Power Boosters, The Roof Resource, AMI Supply, Wybanga Dairy, VitaGlow Aesthetics and Infusions, and Impact Athletic. And you can also be a Power Booster. Great opportunity there to support your local school or any schools that you want to support.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Dallin.
Becoming a Power Booster on IdahoSports.com is a great way for you and your business to be seen by tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of current and potential clients and customers. And the best part, it's 100% tax deductible. Just email sales@IdahoSports.com, and within 24 hours, your business can be proudly seen on your favorite school's teams, schedules, rosters, and conference standings. Again, that's sales@IdahoSports.com.
Good opportunity to represent, to support your school. Get your name on there, and it's a clickable link. Anytime anyone's looking at your school, your company can be on there. Tackle in the backfield. Great stop there on 1st and goal by the Oakley Hornets. And so if you were watching this game tonight and you were curious, okay, who is Raft River playing tonight or who is Oakley playing next week, you would go on the schedule and your company could be right there above the schedule of your team. And if you're interested in, let's say, girls volleyball and you want to know their schedule, you'll click on the girls volleyball of your team, and again, your company can be right up there, right above the schedule. It's a great opportunity to get your name out there and get tons of views for your business. Udi scrambles to the left side. Is he going to take it himself? He will. Here's a big hit by the Hornets. And Dallin, you got that number for us?
That was Bridger Conant on that one. And Conant had a really good long touchdown run earlier. Done some good work on defense as well with several tackles, but he's one of the biggest players on the field. And Udi, obviously being a little younger as well, taking a little advantage to get some good film. That's a play that if we were on the old NFL Live, we'd be seeing a big hit.
The hit stick is laid on Udi. He looks to be okay. He came over to the coach as he was leaning over. I wasn't sure if he was catching his breath after that hit or trying to hear the play call. Udi now scrambles to the near side. Throw is just bobbled in the end zone. Falls incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and goal on the 7-yard line for Udi and this offense.
Yeah, that was Jackson Bowden who almost brought it in. Udi's other touchdown touchdown pass earlier was to Chase Bowden. Jackson Bowden looking to get in on the action there. Unable to come up with it, though.
Would have had another Trojan scoring for this team.
I almost wonder if they'll run the exact same play here on 4th down.
Jackson Bowden, number 5, only a sophomore, so it would have been a sophomore to sophomore connection on that incomplete pass, on that pass, but fell incomplete. So here's a timeout for Raft River. Hey, check out our expanded list of regional prepcasts. Our resident experts talk about what's going on in the part of the state that you live in. Be sure to catch the new regional prepcasts each week on IdahoSports.com or by downloading the new episodes wherever you get your podcasts. You can also watch each episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel. We got the Magic Valley Prepcast with Brandon Bainey and Scott Burton. Scott Burton, a long-time expert here in the Magic Valley. AD for Jerome, also coached football for a long time. He even had a stint when he left teaching for a while. He was in Vegas doing a sports show and realized, you know what, I want to get back to Idaho and get in the classroom, and became the AD at Jerome. And Magic Valley has a great expert in Scott Burton. Of course, Brandon Bainey co-hosting the Magic Valley Prepcast. And if you're an East Idaho fan, I'm on the Prepcast each week with Sean Kane, co-hosting the East Idaho Prepcast. We've been talking a lot about Grace football so far this season, a fellow two-way school out there in East Idaho. Don, we got to get you on the show, man.
I hope I can find the time at some point.
Oh, for sure. Udi Throws to the near side. That ball goes incomplete. Once again, pass intended for number 5, Jackson Bowden. So they're trying to get the unity to Bowden, the sophomore-to-sophomore connection, but fails. And with 4:40 to play, the score remains 74-26.
First possession that Raft River did not score in this ball game.
That's wild. Late in the fourth quarter, first time they did not score on their possession. That's got to be a record.
They were basically the week 1 Indianapolis Colts, which didn't think I would say, as they didn't give up, or they scored every single possession, which I heard hadn't happened since the 1970s or something like that. Which who would have thought a Daniel Jones-led Indianapolis Colts team would be able to pull that out?
Man, that's why you love the NFL. Under 4 minutes remaining, 74-26. 1st and 10 for the Hornets. Can they score before the end of this game? Pass over the middle is caught, finally completed to the big tight end, number 54, Trajan Jones. And they've been looking for that all night, and they finally connect late in the fourth quarter. Good throw there from Rice to Jones.
Yeah, Jones been wide open a couple different times. I think that's the 3rd time they've gone to him. A play that they can definitely keep on their playbook sheet.
74-26. Can Oakley score more than they did last week against Potlatch? Last week they scored 28. Good run. They're running everywhere. Number 3, Cole Beck, trying to get to the 30. Now trying to get to the 20. Absorbs the contact, gets all the way down to the 15-yard line. Amazing play by Cole Beck inside the red zone for this Hornets offense.
Beck, he's been really giving it his all tonight. You know, I think he's one of those guys that he's going to need a lot of ice packs going forth on the road trip back to Oakley. He has really given it his all and been on the field both sides pretty much every single play. Had a couple hard hits on defense, been hit a couple hard times, but also laid some good hits when he's been carrying the ball as well. Kudos to him.
2:30 to play in the fourth quarter, and that was a great check down from Rice. And here's a throw over the middle. That's almost intercepted. Right there on the defensive effort was Jackson Bowden. And Jackson Rice almost gives it away, and that would have been the ball game. Just as we were saying that, Rice was looking to help his team score one more before the game.
Yeah, and also good to see Jonathan Hines back out there as well. Good for Oakley.
And one more thought about that long throw, the long pitch and catch. I like how Beck was able to leak out and be that check down for Rice, something they haven't really had as they've gone to their first option every time tonight. Well, a high snap. Rice throws it over the middle. And that ball is caught. Caught on the 1 yard line.
I don't know how Rice corralled the snap.
I don't know.
Throw it. That was crazy.
Rice,
they say he didn't get in the end zone, but.
So Trajan Jones.
Or are they going to give it?
So the referees get together, discuss it, and they're going to say it foul incomplete. I was going to say that I don't know if Jones was able to haul that in. If he did, I thought he was in. I thought he was in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean.
So they're going to say incomplete.
I still can't believe Rice even was able to throw it. The snap was above his head, and he basically transferred it from his right to his left in about half a second and got rid of it. I don't know how it worked out.
Just in time to throw it over the top. Here Rice hands it off. Good run here from number 25, Conan. And does Conan get in this time? No, he's just short of the goal line.
Good tackle by Jackson Bowden there to prevent the touchdown.
35 seconds. Hornets trying to strike one more time. Can they sting the Trojans and score more points than last week? Handoff over the middle. Nice defensive stop there. 20 seconds, 74-26. And can Hornets score one more and end this game with some momentum going into Valley next week? 10 seconds before the end of the game. Handoff. He'll take it himself instead. He tries to jump into the end zone. Touchdown!
Jackson Rice giving it his all on the last play of the game. That is one thing I have to say about the Hornets tonight. They played from whistle to whistle all the way throughout this ball game. You would have thought that with the score or what it was at one point that, you just kind of mail it in for the rest of the game. But if I can't remember I wish I could remember what the score was before they scored their first touchdown, but they pretty much stuck right with Raft River since then.
Rice in the shotgun after the jumping touchdown, and that ball falls incomplete. So your final score is going to be 74-32. It was mostly Raft River and Oakley. As soon as they started scoring, they scored on almost every possession they had. We'll take a quick break. We'll recognize the sponsor and be right back for our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Stay with us.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
All right, excuse us one more second for this kickoff. Tragan Jones is going to kick it off. We'll see if any more magic is left in this rivalry matchup. It's going to be a pooch kick that'll go out of bounds. And so the Trojans are going to have one more possession, knee it out, and call it a game unless they want to get one more rep. I mean, I used to be of the camp, and I think I still am, good sportsmanship when you're up by a lot, you don't try to score. But I also had this great interview with Coach Mossholder of Hillcrest during the summer. And he said, there aren't a lot of snaps, right? We don't get enough possessions, right? Because football, you only have 7, 8, 9 games if you make the playoffs. And so, you're not trying to run up scores, but you're trying to get all your guys in and get opportunities. And there's the kneel, and there's the game. Your final score, 74-32. The extra possessions will not happen, but the win for Raft River will. We'll take a quick break and be right back for the IdahoSports.com player of the game. We'll be right back.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome back to Raft River High School, the home of the Raft River Trojans here in Malta, Idaho. Final score of this one, 74-32. Raft River defeats Oakley in a major way, scoring 74 points and allowing Oakley 32. A lot of those Oakley points came in the second half. Oakley really got going there in the second. If they hadn't given up so much in the first, this game would have been a lot closer, Dallin.
Yeah, like I said before, I really wish I could do the math in my brain right now of what the score was before Oakley started putting up points there late in the second quarter, because if I'm not mistaken, they scored on every single possession from that point forward in the game. And so I think that was 5 straight possessions they scored to finish the game. And that's something that they have to take with them going forward and next week into their game against Valley, because it's not going to get any easier for them going forward.
Last thing we get to do on this game tonight is award our IdahoSports.com player of the game, which is brought to you by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to always keep your head in the game, whether you're on the field or the road, be in the moment and free from distractions. And our IdahoSports.com player of the game is who, Dallin?
Number 22, Raft River Trojans quarterback McCoy Spencer. Spencer played basically a flawless game at quarterback. He was great running. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, but he was also great through the air. 3 passing touchdowns. and really just showed why he is who he is and why he's somebody that every team needs to watch out for, whether it's on the ground, whether it's in the air, and especially with his team leadership. Also does pretty good in his role on defense as well. That is why he is our IdahoSports.com player of the game.
And just a quick recap for that second half, we only had 4 touchdowns total in the second half. In the first half, 11 touchdowns.
Oh.
That first half was full of touchdowns, mostly Raft River, and that's why they are the victors in this one. 74-32 is your final score. And grateful for all of you for being with us. This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Magic Valley Game Night. Coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, Valley-Wide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Program, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Also want to recognize our power boosters, The Roof Resource, AMI Supply, Wybenga Dairy, Vital Aesthetics and Infusions, and Impact Athletic. Special thanks to Athletic Director Randy Spaeth and everyone here at Raft River High School for their hospitality and help in getting this game broadcast to you. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, McCoy Spencer. 2 rushes, 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns, 5 total. Thanks again for joining us as the Raft River Trojans defeat the Oakley Hornets by a score of 74-32. For the cameraman Bruce Richardson, my broadcast partner,
Valen Fryer,
and everyone else behind the scenes here at IdahoSports.com, I'm Joel Richardson saying be excellent to each other, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week here on IdahoSports.com.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com.